Hey folks, how you doing? Hope your holiday's going well. Mine's going pretty good. All right, let's get back on this while we got a minute. Hope you're out in your shop working on your bike, doing something productive instead of partying. Okay, we got this little devil on here. We took this one off, and I found this other one too. There was one I actually found that was a little longer, but I went down to Hearn Cycle and I got a quick release one. I think I showed you that. Anyway, the only thing I have for the center pulls is these goofy ones. I don't have the bolt for the correct Weinman one. We may change it out later. It's okay. We got these goofy ones. They're, Hubba Dubba brand or whatever. They'll work. Anyway, let's get this cable in. We got this quick release thing on. Should work pretty good, and that's free now. We did soak that in the vinegar, and that part is free. It's all oiled up, ready to go. This should allow us to take the back wheel off without undoing the brakes. Not that we have a quick release. Oh, and yeah, we've done some funky stuff here. We definitely have done some funky stuff here. That other Freewheel was just so bad. I showed you the big part in it that was chipped. Anyway, we got a 21 on there. What I did was I took apart a Freewheel, cleaned all the spacers, machined some gears, took gears. Here's one over here. We took a bunch of gears and we ruined them on the lathe. We just spun the gears off and made them into spacers. Yeah, it was fun. And yeah, we took gears like this and spun the gears off and made them into spacers. And then we took the retainer. This part is threaded. This outer gear is threaded. The last one, it holds it all together. And we spun those gears off too. I can reach in there with a screwdriver and point to the retainer. Well, you can't really see it, but it's there. There's notches on it. Oh, you can see a notch right there. Right there. There's a little ground notch, and that's how I tighten it. Now, this isn't great, but it will work until I can buy the correct Freewheel. It's not bad. It looks a little funky with all those gray plastic spacers. And yeah, it is a 21 tooth. So, all right, let's get this cable in. We got stuff to do. Hope everyone's doing all right. Making good grades. All that stuff. We got this cable housing pre-cut. This is a brand new cable. We're not messing around. So we know the cable only needs to be greased right there. So let's slide this down out of the way and just grease this area here. Oh yeah, welcome to another edition. This is probably video number 18 on this bike. It's definitely taken a long time to figure this one out. We were going to make it a 5-speed, and then we weren't going to make it a 5-speed. And then we were going to make it center pull, and then we weren't going to make it center pull. And furthermore, it's just been a mess. And then the Freewheel was junk. And then I had to make a Freewheel from a Freewheel. Yeah. Well, we made a single-speed Freewheel out of a 6-speed Freewheel. It was fun. Not recommended. Okay. Here's a little part that you got to remember to save on these bikes with the tabs that are welded on the frame. Goes in there and here. You got to remember to save those. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this in the correct way so it goes on the cable. And you can't use ferrules with this. It's just got to be straight in there. You probably could drill these out and use ferrules, but I don't see why you'd want to do that. Okay, and like I was saying earlier in the last video, this is normal. That little rub on the frame there, that's from the cable, being against there for years. That is not normal. somebody was running the cable on the wrong side of the frame into there. And that's not normal. Welcome to the channel of not normal. Okay, so let's pop this back and get the other one on. Oh, we still got to cut the housing too. Okay, we're doing all right. All right, let's cut the housing. See how that's doing. And speaking of doing, I hope everyone's doing okay. Making good grades, you know, all that stuff. Oh, right. We have to go very short on this one because it is not a side pull anymore. Right. This has to be super short. So from about there, we'll just cut it long to begin with and then kind of trim it down as we get closer. I don't want to hold this big reel of stuff. All right. And we'll take our little divider here, because you know I do a lot of cording. I do a lot of course, you know, out at sea, jotting down courses and stuff, and making sure that the boat's on the right path. Okay, we won't do that one yet because we're going to trim that still. Yeah, do a lot of course correction with these cording. That's pretty funny, actually. All right, we'll get that little devil here. Here's the other little devil. Need two of them. And that side's good. This is the side we're going to cut. So we're going to shove it in there. And let's not even deal with this cable right now. We'll just let that be. We'll put this up. Yeah, it's gonna be funky. This should be a little longer. Yeah, it's gonna be tight. Yeah, I'd hate to have to go side pull after all that, you know. After all that stuff. Yeah, that's way too, we're gonna have to trim that. Give me a second here. Yeah, that's way too exaggerated. It's way too much. Okay, I'd say like right there maybe. That would be the maximum exaggeration. Okay, let's try that right there. Bing! Okay, that's still a little high. Another 1/4 inch off. Okay, shield your eyes. Okay, that definitely went across the shop. Okay, I could deal with that. All right, let's make sure that this end is all nice and not scrapey. And we'll take our dividers, because we do a lot of course jotting and course correction out at sea. Yeah. Okay, everyone should have one of these. It's very important. Actually, you can make circles for gaskets with this too, pretty good. And you can also scribe round marks on tin and aluminum and stuff like that. So, you know, I mean, I joke around about them being useless, but they actually are okay. And most, when you're using them for what they're actually for, yes. Okay. I assume that went in there. Yeah, that's in there. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. But hey, we want center pull. Now, I think on the center pull bikes, the Continentals, this tab is further back to give you a little more reach with the cable. And I believe that this is definitely something different, something down a little farther or angled or something. There's definitely some geometry here. Either that's in or this is longer. Definitely some geometry issues. I don't think that's kosher right there, but we're going to be okay. We might pop that up a little that way. It looks like it could do that anyway. All right, let's get the, let's quit jibber-jawing and get the cable in there. And we know that the cable only has to be greased right here. So let's not go hog wild. We'll just put the grease where we need it. Okay. We don't want things to be dry. Okay. Let's pop this in here, which we can do easily now because it's all trimmed and ready. And that's coming down where it needs to be. And that goes where it needs to be. Okay. Now let's not get too excited over here. We still have to check all the points before we start pulling on stuff. We got to check that. That's good there. Got to check that. That looks a little goofy. Okay, that's on there. Okay. Yeah, it fell off. That's okay. We're doing all right. Okay. All right, so all those points are good. And now we're holding it, and we'll test the handle. Good. Okay. So that's good. Now, if to take the wheel off, I believe you go like this to take the wheel off. Oh no, that's the other way. Right. Let's see. Can't remember. I think this is when it's on. So that would be connected there, and the brakes would be close to the rim, and then you'd go like this, and the brakes would be loose, so you could get the wheel off. Okay, we'll definitely have to put some oil in that. It looks a little, or maybe it's rubbing on that part. Let's spray something in there. Yeah, it's really close to not working. Oh, we're okay. Just needed some stuff in there. Yeah, we're all right. It's barely touching against there. I think we're okay. Yeah, okay. Let's get the divider and tighten it up. And it's good to put a little grease in this too, where the cable runs, or something. Are these where we want them? Probably not. Is this even tight? Okay, those are close enough. I think that's tight. Let's double check that. No, not very tight. Okay. All right. We'll put some grease in here with a little screwdriver or something. Way too much. Yeah, it's a lot of grease. Oh well, put it in there. It's good to have a little bit in here. A little bit, I said, not gobs. And that goes on that. I guess you could just put a little grease on here too, without putting like tons on the actual part. We'll wipe that off in a minute. All right, let's pop this through. It's a brand new cable. I think we can at least put one new cable on the bike. You know. Did that hit the camera? There we go. There we go. All right. This is a weird one. They're both 10 millimeter. We're going to get pliers and pull that. And we're going to tighten it up. Not too tight because the rim is not that great. And there's not a lot of adjustment here. In fact, we should probably kick this adjustment out a little bit, so we have the room to push it back in if we want to. Also, that'll keep the gray housing away from the seat clamp thing. Okay, so that would be on, right? Okay, good. Good. Now let's pull this cable and we'll tighten it. Now there are special tools for all this, by the way. I don't have them. An open end 10 would be nice. Give me a second, folks. I know, digging through the tools. You guys love it. Here it is. Okay. All right, we got the open end 10, and this is on here. This Park tool is a good one. We'll pop this. We'll just kind of snug this up. I don't think it's going to be perfect the first time, but we just get some back brakes on this thing. It would be nice. Okay. Right. And I think we have to hold it with another 10. Right. Let's get another 10. Not the 10 to be using. Yeah, I really don't like these non-Weinman ones. Okay. All right. We'll trim this off. It's way too big. Good, that'll scratch the fender up nicely. That's great. Why did I have to trim it that? I just trim it a little more. Like right here. There, how about that? Don't be a loser. Okay, let's put this on there just so you don't poke anybody in the eyeball. But you know, if you get your eye that close to a moving brake, then you got a problem already. That's just my, okay, that's good. Let's take this Park tool off and see how we did. Okay, so this is in the position for brakes. So when you undo this, you should be able to get the wheel out, hopefully. Oh, heck, we did all right. It's rubbing a little bit. We can center the brake in a minute. Let's see if it works. Okay. And the wheel's not the greatest. Okay, we got that. Now, if we wanted to take the wheel off, we just go boom, boom. Look at that. That gives you the room to get the wheel off. You know, that's just enough room to slide that wheel out. That's nice, especially when we're messing around with this so much. Now, this bolt it's not enough threads on there. It should be like that. And I'm not going to jockey this over. I'm not going to jockey this axle over because this freewheel is just temporary. We've got one on order, and Well, it looks like one of these. I had it laying around here. You've seen it already. It's like one of these, but it's an 18. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is an 18, but I've got a 22 on order, and this is the 21 I made. So I've got a 22, and I might even order a 24 as well, because I do this all the time to these poor 10 speeds. Anyway, this is the right distance for that axle to work. So I'm not going to jockey this axle over. I'm not going to loosen the cones and make that axle go over, because it's perfect the way it is for one of these. But since I've got this modified 5/6 freewheel that's now a 1 with spacers that I machined, it's not quite enough room. That's not egregious, but you should have a couple threads showing. Now, the reason this wheel is kicked that way so much is because it was a 10-speed bike or 5-speed bike, and when you're running the 10-speed and the 5-speed, there's usually one of these on this side right here, keeping the wheel forward, and also the derailleur has a piece here that kicks the wheel forward. So the wheel is actually pretty close to being correct. It could go back a little bit. It's kind of tight there, but I'm not going to mess around with it until I get the actual 22 and the 24 in the mail. These are goofy. Man, I wish I had the right bolt. I'll show you why the problem with these is while we're here. The reason I can't use that Weinmann is because I don't have the right bolt for it. And the reason is these ones are made differently. You see how that bolt, the D part of the bolt, is up and down, and that's great for this one. You know, the cable goes through that little hole right there and tightens up that way. But the Weinmann one is different, and so the cable would go through sideways. You can't do that. The cable would go through sideways instead of up and down. So you need the right bolt. I couldn't find one. But let's not lose the one for this one, because it's the only one I've got. Okay, make sure we put this back together. Okay, so yeah, we're waiting for some parts in the mail. We could actually test this pretty soon. Let's keep going and either put the chain guard on, because I'm pretty confident that we don't have to, we're pretty good here. Yeah, this is good. The back wheel is not the greatest. And we do have brakes now. Oh, let's put this down where it goes. Yeah, we got brakes. We can adjust this up a little too if we want to. Another good thing about quick release is these are always hard to deal with, but if you undo it, then there's no pressure on it, and you can move that. See? You can get in there and move that piece and then pop it back. Not that you couldn't do that without a pair of pliers. Now that's kind of tight. I'm sure the Continental frame that this system is supposed to be on, I'm sure this is back here more. So it gives the cable more room to kind of go up and over. And there's something, I'll have to go look at my Continental in the basement. I do have one down there with center pull, and I wasn't just going to go rob parts off of it. This will be fine for what we're doing. Man, this is pretty close to testing. All right, put some grips on, put the front cable on. What are we going to do? Tell me what to do. Let's put a front cable on. This is the back cable that came with the bike, and it's not great. I hate to use a brand new long cable. I think we're just going to snip this one. Just don't tell anybody. I mean, this back one, it has a little wear and a little damage, but it's a new one, and it's got some fraying and stuff there, and I wouldn't want to re-pinch that for the rear. So let's just, oh yeah, it's got a big chunk there too, but you know what? That's not going to be anywhere near the front. Oh yeah, let's go and trim that at the, let's go make a rear cable into a front one. Just don't tell anybody. Yeah, it's got some little chunk there, but we're just going to cut it right there. and it's now a front cable. Just don't tell anybody. Okay, so let's find the let's find it. Let's find the there's a ferrule we're looking for right now, and trying to find it. Is this it? Yes, it's on here. Okay. So this is the old front cable. And why didn't I just use that one? Well, because it's pinched and dented there. And that weakens the cable. Every time you pinch it, if you're not right on the money and you're good with the adjustment, don't do it. You know, you have to move that up and down and crunch it and mangle it a few times. And it's better just to mangle it once, you know. We just cut that mangled part off because we're smart. Okay, so this one only needs a small piece of housing. Let's see what we need here. We need a piece of housing from there to there, which won't be much. Let's see what we got here. And of course this is way too much. Oh, I hope I didn't blow it. Man, I hope I didn't blow it. I hope this is just kind of on the money and not too much. Oh man, I think I blew it. It's too tight. Darn. I blew it. I blew it like by an inch. Okay. Okay, got this longer one here, and we will trim as needed. And we will take our map tool here for charting courses at sea. Because you know when you ride a Schwinn, you do a lot of ocean traveling. Now that's really mangled in there. I might have to retrim that one. Yeah, that's kind of sharp. Yeah. Always shoot it away from yourself. All right. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, that hole looks pretty good. This one, no, but I just poked myself. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, right about there. Does it look even? No, it doesn't look even at all. Maybe in like that. Yeah. Maybe it'd be better on this side. This is definitely the wrong holder in the front, but it's what I got. Yeah, that looks better that way, actually. Okay. We trim an inch off of that. We got it. Good. Of course, it's really jagged now. Okay. I gotta get a better pair of cable cutters. Yeah, these are really lame. Did I just say that about Park tools? I did not. Park cable covers are great. Need some better cable, that's what you need. All right, so these are both, well, that one's not great. That's good. All right. Let's pop this through, and we know that we only need grease in the first 2/3 of it, so we might as well do that right now. We know we only need grease right here, so let's pull it out. Put some grease on here. That's more than enough. And we'll put some on this backside too. And pull that backside in. So now you know you have grease in most of it. Grease is your friend, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, grease is your friend. Okay, let's put this in. And my hands are really greasy. Give me a sec. Okay. All right, let's do this. And we're doing good. Drop this in. You know, this adjuster looks like I've drilled it already. This adjuster looks like I've drilled it for one of these. And if that's the case, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, I drilled this. I'll show you guys. I don't know if that's going to help us in this situation. See, that's been drilled for this. I don't think that's really going to help us. Darn. Yeah, that's not really going to help. We need that to go all the way in. We could use a different one of these, but it's already here. It's drilled. Do I have another one? I have this one. I don't want to waste that one I drilled. Oh, that one's messed up. Dang it. See, that one's all jacked up. It's all unthreaded. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to use this drilled one. I didn't want to. Oh, fiddle. Oh, this one fits good. This is a smaller. That one fits really good. Okay, we'll use this one. All right. Crisis avoided. You're supposed to crimp these on the. You're supposed to crimp these on the housing. I never do. Where are they going to go? Where's that possibly going to go? Once it's all together, where is that going to go? All you're doing is making it really hard to remove, and you've ruined it. Like you can't reuse it. Yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, that took 4 times as long as normal. That's okay. We do things the long, hard way here. Come on now. Oh, man. Come on now. That's good. Now, I'll put this in here where it goes. I'll pull on that, and then we'll test the handle. And it's good. And this is basically looking fairly even. Looks like we could cut a little bit out of this, but I don't think so. I don't think I want to do that. Looks pretty goofy, though. Yeah, I think we're going to cut 1 inch off of this. Dang. I want it to be even with the other one, you know, when you look down it. Yeah, we're going to take 1 inch off. Maybe that other cable I cut would have been fine. Bing! Oh, that went far. Okay. That's good. I know. 3 hours to cable up a bike. You know, I'd be so fired at a bike shop. They say, "Why are you taking so much time on that? That's not your bike. Cable it up and get it out of here." What are you putting those little ferrules on there for? It's not necessary. Okay. Because it's my bike. You're fired. Okay. I wanted the cables to be even. What are you doing? Okay. That's fairly even when you look down now. That's what I was going for. And there's room if you wanted to bring the stem up. But I think the stem is pretty much at the max. Yeah, it's definitely a little on the goofy side. Some people put it on the back side of the bar like that. I never do that. I always put it so it comes out and deals with the bar right away, so it's not in your way. Not bad. I think it's a little wonk, but it's better than having it come on the back side of that. I can't stand that. Okay, so let's get this piece. And this time we're going to put some grease on the actual cable itself down here. Yeah, we're going to be smart. All right, let's put this in here, and we'll go get the park tool and go from there. Okay. All right. Let's get the whamma jamma. Okay, and they'll sit right on the rim. All right, this one's off a little, but we can adjust it in a minute. That pad is off a little, but we can adjust that in a minute. Be great to change the Schwinn emblem now, but we're not going to. Not today. Okay, we need a 10. Let's get you down here. Ooh. And this one we're just gonna grab and hold kind of thing. Yeah, it's a little loose. We'll do the rest here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it loosened right up. That was very smart. Oh, I need a washer on there. Dang. Yeah, I'm missing a little pinch washer. Darn. Missing this little washer. There's another washer on there that... Man, we might not have front brakes today. Yeah. Yeah, the Weinman ones are just much better. This might work. Not ideal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna hold. You can see it bent. It bent the hole over a little bit. We really need the Weinman one. Also, the Weinman bolt is smaller and it doesn't rub against the emblem and frame. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna run this. Maybe for a test. Yeah, we need some of these. I forgot where I put them. I had a couple ready to go. Well, for now, let's just snip that off. And we know we got to make it right. And we're not going to put a protector on the end of that because that's coming back off and probably a new cable. Just because that's not going to be a permanent solution. The back's okay. I'm okay with the back one because there's plenty of room that's not hitting an emblem. But that could smack against the frame, kind of. I guess it's all right. I'm just not down with that. We're going to get the correct one. We need that one. And this is labeled Weinmann here. This piece. I don't know if you can see it, but that does say Weinmann there. That's nice. So we need, let's get the right parts, folks. If you're going to convert your 5-speed to 1-speed, at least get the right parts to make it kind of look okay. Okay, if we had a seat, we could go test this thing. Oh my God. We are that close. It's definitely going to be tighter. I think that's where I'm going to call it tonight. I'm definitely not in the mood to dig around and find a good seat. This one, although it has the hardware, it's seen some better days. And we got these grips. Let's put these grips on. We know these grips are going on. Yeah, we don't believe in cushion grips. We want the hardcore glitter ones. Now, okay, so here's the deal. There's the wear there. So you know that one was on that side of the bike. And here's the wear here from people dropping it in the dirt. And this one was on this side of the bike. But you know what? Now we're going to switch it. We're going to put this one on that side. And we're going to put the worn one with the good side out. See, we've switched them. So no one will know how worn it is. They'll just see how clean that area is right there. They won't look right here where it hit the ground a bunch of times. Old bike repairman's trick. Just selling a few bikes, that's all. Just selling a few bikes. We don't know what we're doing. See what I mean? Like that's all chewed up from hitting the ground. But you know what? That's going to be on the inside now. And that's where that side that's never been chewed on the ground is going to be facing out. So the bike will look like it has less wear. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, while we're at it, let's adjust this up a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think we're good there. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're pretty good there. That could be a little better. We might have to pull the cable down a little bit. That's pretty far in the adjustment. Kind of need 3 hands. That definitely has to be a Weinmann. That's got to be changed. Okay, so with a seat and some fine tuning of the brake cables and a chain guard, we are going to be testing this pretty soon. The wheel's kicked over that way a little bit. There we go. It's not bad. Well, no more terrible freewheel noises. It's not the greatest freewheel in the world, that's for sure. Yeah, was a 6-speed and now is a 1-speed 21 tooth. It's not bad. Lots of plastic spacers in there. Looks pretty goofy. We got one coming. Don't worry. Okay, I think that's it for now. I don't really feel like testing it tonight. It's just been too nice of a day. Yeah, back wheel's not the greatest. I can see it hopping around a little bit. I don't think anybody can true that out. I mean, you could. It's hard to true an alloy rim to get that out. If I find a better one, I'll switch it out. But for where we're going and what we're doing, I think we're fine. It's come a long way. Okay, Faulkner Fixes All signing out. Thanks for everyone watching, and I hope you guys had a great holiday. And Fred, good luck on your Schwinn Collegiate. I'm sorry about the frame mix-up. Yeah, here's that frame. You guys should have told me, that you should have looked at this frame, and you can tell it's a Suburban frame when you see the gear tab on this side right there. Why didn't you guys tell me I was giving them the wrong frame? And no chain guard tab. Come on, folks. You should have caught that. Okay, peace out. Everyone have a great holiday. I hope you're doing well. And, when your deck's rotting, just let the new wood sit there. You're fine. Work on your bikes.